Okay guys, welcome to another video on my channel. Today we have a rather different topic because today I would like to talk about some gay ships childs, and maybe today we will specifically talk about Kiribaku child because I have a pretty nice idea for what quirk he might have, or she, or whatever. Let's refer as he, it would be easier. Let's say Kirishima and Bakugo have son. Yeah, and if you are wondering how would they have a son when they are both male, I would say we are talking about a world where people can produce ice and fire from their bodies. So making a quirk that gives you the possibility to combine two people DNA and create a child out of that wouldn't be too big of a stretch, and I think it will happen in the story. Basically, let's say the person combines two different characters' DNA, and the perfect quirk and genes combination comes out. So basically, Endeavor Season 2 Endeavor would be like, I will take your entire stock. Nice. This is the funniest joke out of the entire video, so there will be nothing better than this. Okay, so let's start off with the quirk analysis. So Bakugo can produce Bakugo simply produce nitroglycerin in place of sweat, and he can ignite it using his hands or something like that. If you watch My Hero Academia, you know what power does Bakugo have. And Kirishima have hardening quirk, so he can make himself hard. Yeah, that is another funny joke. Okay, so he can transform his body into maybe not rock. Yeah, he can basically transform his body into rock and be as hard as rock. So what would be the perfect combination of those two? Yeah, if you watched One Piece, it won't be a spoiler. I don't think it will be a big spoiler, but you never know. So if you watch One Piece, there you have Devil Fruit's powers, and one of them is Logia. And if you have a Logia, you can transform into an element, like fire, ice. Actually, it's not ice, it's cold. Okay, whatever. This is not something important right now. Like fire, snow, darkness, light, etc. So one of those devil fruits is Magu no Mi. Yes, it's Magu no Mi. And this devil fruit is possessed by Sakatsuki, and it gives you the ability to turn your body into magma. Yeah, turning your body into magma. And magma is basically molten rocks. So we have rocks from Kirishima, and then we have rocks from Kirishima, and then we have hot, hot, no, how would I call it? And then we have yeah, we have rocks from Kirishima, and then we have the what do we have? I forgot how to name that. Okay, we have all the energy, like explosion produce heat, so it's not too big of a stretch to say that it's basically some kind of heating quirk combined with some kind of rock quirk. And Kirishima, it can turn into rock. Not oh my god, this is hard. He can't turn into rock, but he can make himself hard as rock. Or perhaps even harder, but this is not the topic of today's episode. And I think that combining those two quirks would give a power that can compete against another generation of quirk users. You know the theory that quirks are becoming more and more dangerous. Like in first generation, we have literally super stockpiling power quirk. I think the only quirks that are confirmed from the first generations are like the glowing baby, stockpiling power, all for one, and giving young quirk to others. And then we have some like quirks transfer, but I don't know if they were anime only. No, they couldn't be anime only because okay, they were in manga. I don't remember them well, but I don't think there was anything groundbreaking. And now in the story, with the most recent generation of quirk users, we have Eri with Rewind. This ability is kind of broken, so to give even a slight chance of like fighting with this kind of ability, we would have to get something even maybe not even crazier, but something close to it. And One Piece Logia is kind of close to is kind of close to the power level of Rewind or something like that. Yeah, Rewind is basically one shot, but if you pour lava on someone, it's also a one shot, so guess it's fair. Yeah, I think that has to happen. I would love to see that play out in actual story. Like Kiribako child having could turn into magma. Yeah, because like explosions are heat, and magma is basically heated up rocks, and so we have heat times rocks, and we've got Magu Magu no Mi from One Piece. Wait, this video is way too short, 9 minutes, and we handled the Kiribako child already. Yeah, so I think we can go on another child. What should we discuss? Let's say Tododeku child. Okay. The same principle, like some kind of birth quirk or something like that, combining two characters' genetics and giving a birth to a child. Yeah, so we have Todoroki and Midoriya. Midoriya don't have a quirk. I mean, genetically, he doesn't have a quirk. So, what? We are left with a child having exactly the same quirk as Todoroki? Of course not. Of course not. Because if you know how genetics works, you can get something that was skipped in your own no, your child can get something that was skipped in your own genetics, like something from your grandparents. Maybe not skipped in your genetics. It's a bit more complicated than what I'm trying to say. So basically, a Tododeku child could have a quirk that would be Izuku's mother's quirk or Izuku's father. I have some theories again regarding Izuku's father, and I don't think it will be important. So guess he is just a normal person who can just breathe fire. And breathing fire is not really exciting when you can have half cold, half hot. Because half hot, half cold is way more powerful than breathing fire. So if we combine the power of Todoroki and Izuku's mom, we've got something similar to One Piece Paramasia, and maybe not exactly. One Piece Paramasia is basically a miscellaneous category. All the different devil fruits go in there, so it's not a rule, but like the main antagonist of Film Gold, he wasn't a Logia, he was a Paramasia, and he could control the gold. So basically Tododeku child would be producing and controlling ice and fire. I mean, I think it's pretty balanced compared to Kiribaku child and Aries quirk. I mean, Aries quirk is completely broken, so like, how can we even compare that? But I like Aries quirk so much. So he could like produce the fire and the ice and then control it when it's out of his body. He wouldn't be able to turn his body into ice, and not like One Piece Logia. And Kiribaku child wouldn't be able to control magma that went out of his body. Yeah, so we've got that. I handled that in 4 minutes. We should I go with another gay sheep child? Yeah, why not? I would like to do a video about Shinzo's role in the story, what he will become in the future, but this is not the topic of today's video, so we are talking about Aizawa and Present Mike child. Yeah, that is... If that would happen, would we have that already in the story? I don't think it will happen, but it's fun to speculate about that. Because basically we would have a perfect combination of quirk. And what would that be for? Aizawa Erasure? and present my mic voice. Yeah, and I already have answered to that. So that would be Erasure voice or something like that. He would be able to erase people quirks if they hear his voice. And the limiting factor or not is when he closes his mouth. Then the quick erasure goes away. And that is way more overpowered than head erasure. Since erase, the biggest limiting factor for Eraserhead is that he have to keep his eyes open and focus on the enemy. Yeah, and I don't quote me on that, but I think he don't have to keep his eyes on the enemy. He just have to keep them open. But I think it was said once that you have to be in his eyesight to get erased. Yeah. So don't quote me on that, but whatever. So he would have a less annoying drawback to his power. He would have to keep his mouth open all the time to have the quirks erased. Yeah, and this is like way more powerful than keeping your eyes open. Have you ever tried to keep your eyes open for like an hour? Okay, maybe Eraser didn't have to do that for that long. I would say the War Arc fight with Eraser that Eraser participated in was maybe 2 to 3 minutes long. Like in anime it will definitively be like 2 or 3 episodes, but I would say it's 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, maybe not, because he was really struggling with that. So let's say it was about 5 minutes or something like that. Have you ever tried to keep your eyes open for 5 minutes straight? This is pretty much impossible. Okay, maybe someone have done it, but why? Yeah, that would be kind of broken. But that's how quirks are. Yeah, so what can we have? 18 minutes of the video. Okay, that's pretty nice. So let's talk about one more ship. Actually 2, because I couldn't like think of any interesting ideas for Tamaki and Mirio. I was going for something like maybe he can eat other people's hairs to make them go through walls, but that doesn't really make sense. Or maybe he can eat something to make it intangible, like element of part of something to make it intangible. So he would like eat I don't know, brick, and turn the entire wall into like give their, how do you call that, no, impenetrable, no, you know what I'm going for. But that doesn't really make sense either from the story perspective or anything like that. it's not really going well on the power scale either. So the only logical solution for that would be to have the perfect combination of both quirks. Like he could use both Lemillion's quirk and Sun Eater quirk. That would be pretty devastating. Just imagine being a villain and tentacles start coming out of the walls. Yeah, the villain would probably shit themselves. Yeah, so the next one. Okay, we've got the only not male relationship on board. So female relationship, because why the heck not? Momojiro's child. Yeah. So I think the perfect combination for this would be the best solution, and of course it won't be just the perfect combination, because the main limiting factor of the creation is the fact that you have to understand how the thing is constructed on the atomic level or some shit like that. What is basically really hard, and if you're not smart like Momo, you're basically screwed with that. Your quirk is useless for you, like completely. What would you make? Maybe you could like produce something really simple, like I don't know, maybe yeah, something absolutely ridiculously simple. Yeah, so if you were not smart as Momo, this power is basically useless. So to overcome that, we would have the child would have the Jiro's ears, you know, this ear plug thing, those mini jack things or whatever, and she could use it to plug she could plug those things and those ear things, you know what I'm talking about, earphone jack, into objects and recreate them without knowing their like atomical distribution or whatever the heck. And that would be pretty powerful. Just imagine Momo. Momo don't need to know anything. She can like go somewhere and plug herself into like atomic bomb and recreate it on the spot. Or she can hijack someone's device and recreate it and give it back so they wouldn't know that it was missing. That would be pretty powerful. And knowing and having all the different possibilities with both earphone jack and creation, possibilities are endless. To combine those two together. Yeah, and one more thing, one more argument why I think Izuocha won't be canon. I mean, it will be canon, but it won't be like the final mashup. Because the child is basically like useless. Like, I was thinking about what could be like the most powerful combination, and the thing that I come up with was something like that. That the child could manipulate like telekinesis, the things that he touches, and that is not like too OP, because Ochako can make things float, and Izuku's mom can make things can like what was her power again? Drag closer through the air without touching it, like small things. Yeah, so I think the best possible solution for the quirk would be like some kind of telekinesis quirk. Not really something too exciting. And if we go like overpowered telekinesis, we get an overpowered character without any drawbacks. So it's not a good solution either. Yeah, I just don't think Izuo child would be anything great. From the storytelling perspective, at least. Maybe there would be a way to, like, I don't know, amplify the quirks or something. Okay, that's it for today. If you are curious of what am I doing here, why is there Minecraft in the background, if you are curious about that, go subscribe to my gaming channel where I post like regular Minecraft content. Yeah, it's pretty nice over there. And if you would like to see me doing some maybe not completely crazy, but crazy from my perspective things in sports and stuff, go subscribe to my sports channel. Yeah. Also join my Discord server, follow me on Twitter, blah blah blah, and follow me on Reddit. I often post some funny comments. Can you follow someone on Reddit? I'm pretty sure you can. Okay, whatever. Check out my previous videos or something like that, and take care. Bye bye.